Happy Principal's Day, Mr. Alberg.
From Mrs. Norman's class.
What I like about Mr. Albert is he tells us the lunch menu. We do the pledge. He's a good principal.
My favorite thing about Mr. Alberg is his funness and humor, and how he shows his love for us. Also, a memory of Mr. Alberg is when I laid my head down in his office when I was doing a test, and he said, "No going to sleep in my office," or something like that. It was funny. He is the best principal by far.
My favorite thing about Mr. Alberg is that he is funny and he will offer to help anyone in need. Mr. Alberg is a kind person, and I'm glad to have him as my principal. Happy Principal's Day! My favorite thing about Mr. Alberg is that he always starts the day with a good mood, and how he likes joking around if we were not in a good mood, and how he writes birthday cards. That is my favorite thing about Mr. Alberg. My favorite thing about Mr. Alberg is that he lets us go to Manor Park for track and field day. I like having ice cream there. It's a fun day. Happy Principal's Day!
I like most about Mr. Albert. He is funny. He calls me his favorite Tishy. He always puts on a show for the school.
My favorite thing about Mr. Alberg is that he is very funny. For example, he once pulled down my hood and said, "Let down your golden hair." Happy Principal's Day.
My favorite thing about Mr. Alberg is his funny. He makes lots of jokes in the lunchroom. I like when he announces it and says happy birthday, happy Principal Day.
The best part of Mr. Alberg is the announcements and the jokes. He is kind, no wonder why they put him as principal. He is funny and his jokes are funny. I love track and field day, and he is good at his job.
My favorite part about Mr. Alberg is when he plays with his hair. He is a funny dude. He messes with me at lunch. Have a good day, Mr. Alberg.
My favorite thing about Mr. Alberg is how he makes me laugh. He is funny. I like how he does the announcement means he tells us about lunch. Happy Principal's Day.
Happy Principal's Day. My favorite thing about Mr. Alberg is that he is very funny. He always pretends to take my food. He always laughs at every joke. He makes very funny jokes.
My favorite thing about Mr. Alberg is when he messes around with us. He flicks our ears and he calls us funny names. He calls girls baby girl and boys baby boy. It makes us laugh. He is an awesome principal. I love Mr. Alberg. Thank you for being our principal. Happy Principal's Day.
Mr. Alberg is funny. He laughs at every joke. When I want ketchup and ranch, he calls me Robot 61.
My favorite memory of Mr. Alberg is when I want ketchup or ranch, he says, "Oh baby girl, here's some ketchup." He makes me laugh and takes good care of us kids.
Dear Mr. Alberg, happy Principal's Day. My favorite thing about you is that when I pass by, you always make a joke. I like how you do the announcements in the morning. You always end the day with a happy voice, like you're always excited to see us again. So happy Principal's Day!
Happy Principal's Day. He is a funny guy. I like when he says the announcements and says birthdays. I like track and field days.